Hi everyone. Well, I've turned up here today just for a few hours. It is really windy. Could be a bit of a struggle in some areas, but I think I'll cope. But what I've set up with, mid-tip action rod, airflow superflow line on, which has got a bit more an aggressive front taper, so it should cope with this a lot better. 5 foot slow sink intermediate braid on. I've got my 5 foot slow sink braid on, and then another I think it's 3, maybe 4 foot. I thought it was going to be shorter than that, maybe a bit more, which I'll shorten if need be. And then I've got, if you can see it, it's my damsel. There's a bit of blue in there. It's got the green fritz, a tungsten bead. That's the 3.5 mil or something like that tungsten bead, so it'll help it get down a bit. Oh, blinding. Right, now we're in the wind. I've had a lot worse than this. That's a good cast. Just doing a steady figure of 8 at the minute. And again, when you're casting in winds like this, the wind isn't constantly blowing very hard. So if you get your timing right, like now at the moment, it's just dropped a bit then. So you can find an opportunity to get that line out, concentrate and load it really well. Oh wow, what is this? Wow, that was just big. Whoa, hail! Oh, it's like bloody stones hitting me. If you can see it there, the size on some of them things. I got caught a couple of times on the hand. Get in, shelter a little bit, let it pass over and watch it from in here. Okay, it seems to have calmed down a bit now. You can see in the sky there, it's just, the wind is sort of coming this way. So we got a lot of bad cloud over there, but the wind has dropped off a heck of a lot. All I'm going to do is try and just move around the water as quick as I can, see if I can locate any fish. Sometimes they can be just underneath the surface, so I'm doing a quickish figure of 8. I'm gonna let that one sink a bit now. I'm not sure, there's a bit of, if I've seen a bit of surface movement there then. See if I'm right. Perhaps not. Oh, yes. Okay, first fish on. That was a steady figure of 8. So again here, I'm able to bring my braid and whatever into through my top. I've got a welded loop on the end of this line. I can't get his head up, mind. Oh, bloody heck. Go it. Yeah, let's get this on the reel, I think. Got a bit of a loop in the line. Oh dear. Okay, I've done this before. Bit of slack line. I'm getting a bit of a mess on my line. Get it in. I think he'll be well enough hooked. Yeah, he's still there. But it does go to show sometimes when you get a decent hook hold, not to panic. Another good thing is, I've always been teaching the boys, certainly on the rivers, is if you've got the opportunity, you can certainly play a fish a lot better off the reel than you will hand lining. And certainly today my hands are a bit thing with this cold and wet weather. Hand lining, you'll notice the tip of the rod there. When it's coming off the reel, it's a lot smoother. When you're hand lining, you see it's banging, and there's more chance you're gonna pull that hook free than you will, which is a lot smoother off the reel. Hopefully if I get another fish on. Yeah, the fish is pulling now, and you just got a nice bend in the rod, the reel's doing its job. Right, get in there, in the water, get it wet. Right, let's see if I can get this fish's head up. Only had a quick glimpse, it's not a very big fish, but this time of the year, they've really fit. Plenty of oxygen in there. Come on. There he goes. Oh, in the net. A lovely fish. Well proportioned, nice tail on him. Wet the hand and hook out. All barbless. I won't do an underwater shot. I got a lot of stuff on my camera, so. And off he goes. Again there, just gently as you do it. And that's gone out a good 50 plus foot. Now on the camera it's always hard to know as how bad this wind is. There's only a small bit of line there, but you can see even if I had more line it's going to be flying away there. I hope you can all hear me okay. Let's try into that wind a bit. Might give that a little bit more length. I ain't gonna push my luck. I've had some really memorable and good fishing in conditions like this. The fish. This is turning out. I don't know, I've not done much fishing yet, and this is brilliant. Oh, and he's off. No problem. Let's give it one more go, maybe. But I'm enjoying this. Getting all that fresh air down my lungs. The rain's coming on again now. As long as it's not that hail stuff like just now. I tell you, some of that hail had caught me on the hand. It hurt. It's like all the boys that fish here on this water with me. When we get these sort of conditions, they do make the effort, they do come out. But I always end up mainly on this bank to myself. I haven't quite got the idea of the casting in this conditions like this yet. But it's all practice, it all takes time. As I said before, it's the timing. Making sure you're loading the rod up correctly. My hands are really cold now. It won't be long and I'll be struggling to do a figure of 8. Picking up those really soft hits is difficult in these conditions as well. With that rod tip bouncing about, it's, you know, until the fish has got that weight on the line. Okay, this is like a different world up here. So sheltered. Behind us I've got a nice big bank. Look how calm it is. Isn't it unbelievable? Bit windy out on this arm, but nothing like down there. What I'll do is put a cast in behind me. I'm back casting even though there's still a good bit of wind on this side. With this sink braid on the end there now, it's pulling it down a bit and it's putting a bit of weight onto there, so it's slowing the whole thing up a bit. Put a cast in towards the margins. I do feel more confident at times when I'm putting a cast out towards the margins. I'm trying bursts of figure 8s quite quick and a couple of strips. Do the same again but slow it up a bit. that sink. Oh, I'm not sure if I had a hit then. Yes. Oh, and he's off. Just seen a fish move on the top down there now. You can see the water. Just see it breaking. Bigger cast down along that bank. Oh, knock. Static, nothing. Pick up the retrieve. I think he's following that. Must have felt the hook. I think once they feel the hook, they'll get a bit spooked. But if you've got these lures on and they hit that tail, that's when it's sometimes worth just leave it static for a second or two and then carry on with the retrieve. I'm not sure, I think that was a knock then. The line did seem to tighten a bit. Yes, and again. No. Bigger line out. See. What I haven't done before with this, see if I get the whole line out. Pick up a fish with the whole line out. Just see what it feels like. I've never had it happen yet. Now this line is a low stretch line, so I should be able to get feel when the fish is hitting and should be able to get a reasonable hook hold. Heck, that seems a long way away. It's not even the whole line yet. I've got another 2 rods to go. Probably end up retrieving another couple of rods by the time anything hits it. Yes. Well, it's a good distance. It's not. There's the whole rod length. I got about another 3-4 rod lengths away. And in all fairness, for the amount of line that I had out then, that was a good hook hold. So fair dues to the line. As I say, there was a lot of line out. Just got to be careful I don't stand on that line now. It's all over the floor. There's a point that I was making earlier with the playing off the reel and my backing knot has got stuck in my line. Doesn't matter, get it out after. How now the line, the way it runs through my fingers, it makes the tip of the rod jerk around a lot more. That reel would pick up on it a lot quicker than I could react. See if I can get his head up. I tell you, it's not easy. Not easy. Come on, fishy. Here he comes. No, not quite yet. I tell you, my arm's tired. He's going for it. Yeah, flies out already, look. That is a lovely fish. Nice tail on it. Cracking. Let's get him back in. Right. Okay, so it didn't hit at the end of the line. It's taking forever to rip this in. Okay. Biggest problem I got here now is because the wind's behind me, the back cast isn't behaving as it should. So it's very hard to get a good load in on the rod with the wind directly behind you. I'll give that up for today. I'll get my fish on a full line.